I'm at the ICPD 25 Nairobi Summit, where thousands of activists are here from all over the world, those involved with policy, but also those activists that are working on the ground with issues. Thank you so much for your time, Priscilla.
Yeah, thanks for giving me this chance. I'm Priscilla Nyamal from South Sudan, living in Kakuma refugee camp for about 6 years. I would like to share my story with you about what I had experienced some years back when I was 14 years old. My quest is to stop early marriage, but because of the war, the clashes that had happened in our country, I had to come for several places where I live life as a refugee, where there is free education, I can move on with life, so I had to come. It was unfortunate that I never came with my mom. My dad was not there. Since the war began, the war scattered everyone. I had to come to the refugee camp with my stepmother. My dad has about 3 wives. Stepmother. Earlier 2014, since the things were going hard, the things were not the same as how they were back home. A man came, a man of 42 years old, talked to my mom without my consent, my stepmother without my consent, and they agreed. And before I could say anything, they arranged for the marriage and everything. After done with the marriage issues, then my stepmother called me and consoled me. Nyamal. Then I said yes. Then she was like, since we are living a hard time, you are the only person that can take us out of this mess. Like, I've talked to this man and he said he's ready to marry you. Then I was like, oh, I'm still in primary school. I'm still a child of 14 years old. And he is a man of 42 years. And to make the matter worse, he's a father to kids that are my age mates, and some of them are elder than me. He has 3 wives. Wants me to be the 4th one. Then she was like, according to African culture, if a girl is 12 and above, she's not responsible to be a mother. Then I had no option. As a young girl, I never knew where to run to. I had to go to my friend's mother. Then it was only 6 days left for me to be given to that man. Then I had to run away from home. I ran away from home. They had to look for me. My stepmother looked for me. After 1 month, the man left. Told my stepmother, since your girl has nowhere to be seen, maybe she was eloped. You have to give me back my cash. You have to give me back the dowry I have paid, and I'll move on and go to marry another girl. After I heard that the man has taken his dowry, I came back home. It was like, you can't live in my house. You have to go away if you refuse to get married. I told her, no, I can't continue with the schooling if I'm married, because a man will have the responsibility over me. He will say, you can't just be at home like I starved you. I'll have to bear children, because it's the reason why he wants to marry. He wants to bear children. Then I told her that just believe in me. Like, if I study tomorrow, I can give you something more than what you can get today from this man. She was like, no. Then she chased me out away from the home. I was maltreated thoroughly, but I managed. I was brave.
Priscilla, so you have a very powerful story that you, despite being in danger, despite that your stepmother just sold you off, you are sitting here today, you are here in Nairobi telling your story. Why do you think it's so important that you are here to be able to tell your story to the world?
Yeah, thank you. The reason why I'm sharing my story, I know that it's not only me that has gone through this. Many children are going through it right now, and maybe others will go through it. So I want to be an example of those girls. Since now there is agencies that help, I don't want to hesitate seeing a girl suffering like how I had gone through, and it's the reason why I had come to this conference. So I came here to tell the girls all over the world that you should not be. I quest to stop child marriages. I want to tell this story. Anyone who will hear it, a girl who is suffering, who is going through what I went through, to just take this story of mine and relate it with hers, and encourage the girls that there are agencies where you can get help from. So I say no to child marriage. Here I am today. In fact, if I could have married the other day, what could I be doing here even? I could have gone with a husband. In fact, maybe I could have been a mother of 2 by now. So child marriage isn't right.
Thank you so much, Priscilla, for sharing your story of hope, of surviving, and encouragement to other young women that might face the same situation. I'm Crystal Audison for IPS at the ICPD 25 Nairobi Summit in Kenya.